let's get this started. 1 week down, 18 weeks to go. So diving right in, I had a lot to do on this week's list, which might have been a little ambitious considering I'm still recovering from the flu and that I was working 6 out of 7 days this week. Of course, I only have myself to blame, so we'll just skip past that part of the process. I don't have to be perfect, and my health will always be a priority. Besides, like my mother always says, perfect is the enemy of good enough. Something that will likely be a motto for me on this journey as I wade through this very new terrain. Overall, I think I can say I'm really proud of everything I accomplished this week. Saturday was probably my busiest day. It was the one day I didn't schedule myself to work and the day I decided to put myself on the internet despite not having had almost any social media presence since maybe middle school or high school. But, in the words of my current boss, sometimes you just have to start. And that is how the TDL project was born. I also made progress on an ambitious crochet project I started, wrapped some pizza slices to freeze for emergency lunches. My roommate and I also made really good progress on the garage. It won't be empty for a while, but the totes are organized and we were able to get rid of a bunch of stuff. We also listed a bunch of furniture that was basically just collecting dust in storage. And of course, as a last-minute addition to my list, because my day is never complete without at least one interruption, I was very distracted for a good while by my cat. Sunday, after work, I did some meal prep. This is a Japanese-style chicken curry. It's super easy to make and probably one of my favorite types of curry. I unloaded and reloaded the dishwasher and then posted my intro video to YouTube and TikTok. Despite my best intentions, Monday kind of got away from me. I barely slept Saturday night and was fueled almost entirely by nervous energy on Sunday. That, coupled with the lingering effects of the flu, caused me to crash hard. I stopped by the grocery store, made myself a lovely dinner, and then went to take a nap before continuing to be productive, but I didn't wake up until Tuesday. I'm not too upset though. I obviously needed the sleep. Tuesday, I was still a little groggy, but I was greeted by a rainbow on my way home. Then, as a booster for my mental health, I made a fire, played with my cat, and connected with my mother. This is also the day that I informed a chunk of my family about the TDL project, and I'm happy to say it was well received. After that, I kept it simple, jotted down some notes, fixed my profile pictures on YouTube and TikTok, and went to bed at a reasonable hour. Wednesday, made a snack, that's sweet potato by the way, caught up on my bullet journals, which for anyone who doesn't know, I use to keep track of a multitude of things, but largely my finances. About 30 minutes before Sauce came home, I started on dinner for the two of us, a pear and cranberry oatmeal, which, if I do say so myself, came out wonderfully. Thursday, I made momo, a type of dumpling for the Lunar New Year. A couple of days late, as it turns out, but this was also when I learned that porridge, or oatmeal, and pear are both apparently bad luck. So I figured we needed a little good luck to turn it around. I finished putting away my laundry, finally started working on my filing cabinet. I didn't end up getting very far, but, progress is progress. Friday was probably my favorite day of the week. Despite the crochet hooks Sauce and I bought getting sent to the wrong address, an emergency trip to Michael's later, and we were ready to get a crochet lesson. We had one other friend join us, and after picking up dinner from a new spring roll place that opened nearby, we had a ton of fun making these little tiny crochet baskets. Lastly, I got to sit down and do, arguably, the best part of making a to-do list, marking things off. This is my weekly and monthly list. They really help give me a good idea of exactly just how much progress I'm making towards my overarching goals, and it feels really good to be able to actively see things being completed. At the end of the day, the only thing left to do was to create my week 18 list. This, I will say, was a more reasonable list. A lot of the main tasks shouldn't take too long, and I ended up having a couple of rollover items from week 19, but I at least started the filing cabinet and I've been in contact with my friends even if I haven't managed to schedule anything yet. Sauce and I may find some time this week to start the closets, but if not, we've scheduled some time to do it next weekend, since this weekend has been so busy. If we do it on Saturday, we will still have completed those tasks in February, so fingers crossed. So far, I will say this has been a great way to manage the many tasks and events that need to happen before my move, and give myself credits for the things that I am doing. Sometimes I feel like it's easy to feel like you've done nothing, even if you're doing a lot. And I think that's especially true if the things we're doing aren't on our lists. And on that note, I'll see you all next week as I figure out what to do next. P.S. Enjoy some bloopers and extra kitty content if you like. I can start whenever you're ready. I can always cut the video. Proof of me doing it wrong. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you being a Saint Kitty? Are you being a Saint Kitty?